think it's mana, isn't it? Shows your current mana. It's the only thing I can think of.
Okay, just wondering.
So it looks like enemies generally won't spawn within 24 blocks of you.
Okay, so let's back up.
But also, I'm just not seeing any zombies at all. Could you try killing them over here?
What, the cows?
And the chickens. You've got your sword. I imagine it will work faster than my hammer. Since my hammer takes 4 hits to kill them. Your sword takes less.
No, the spawner he has next to his altar is a auto spawner, not a powered spawner. I don't know what the one above it is. I think that's just a spawn cage of witches. Yeah, the ones above his altar are just 2. Oh, you found them? Cool.
You found a blizz?
No, not the Blizz.
Powered spawner?
Yeah.
Yay.
They're in
love how
the
you think he's sorry
machine
about
box in the machine room, along with the tank of Ender that we were looking for, with 1,700 millibuckets in it.
Well, that's 1 bucket, right?
It's 1,000 per bucket. 17,000.
So 1,700 means 1.7 buckets.
Nope, I misread it. 17,150 millibuckets.
Oh, okay.
So that's 17 buckets worth. And
yeah.
change.
Yeah.
It's also where the spare item conduits went. Ah!
Well, it would make sense, because when we broke everything down, we put it all into one box for all the machinery and pipes.
Okay, now I just need... there was an anvil around here somewhere. Unless we need to make a new one. That's easy enough, though.
Item storage had one on the south wall.
Ah, there it is. Okay, powered spawner. Wisp spawner.
I don't think they're
30
spawning
levels.
anymore.
Wisp spawner. Alright, it's ready. Just need to build a cage and harvester for it.
Alright, hold on, Casey. What mod is the Blizzes from?
Thermal expansion.
Thermal expansion, 1 second.
Or maybe thermal foundation.
Whoa!
Probably thermal foundation, since that's new.
Okay.
Well, it was from thermal expansion, but then he split thermal expansion into several mods.
Okay, and the wisp spawner needs to be somewhere in a tightly controlled space, because the wisps...
thermal expansion 3.
The wisps can spawn anywhere that's a 1x1 space. So they can spawn underneath the spawner amongst the cables if it's not wired up correctly.
It is thermal expansion, by the way.
Okay, where should I set this up? Let's see. would you object to me installing this underneath machine storage or the machine room?
What are you trying to build?
A spawner and grinder for wisp
Ah.
essences.
Okay, okay, we need to go to a glacier biome. Apparently the Blizz is a Twilight Forest thing.
Blizz is not a Twilight Forest thing. It might spawn in the Twilight Forest, but it's not only a Twilight Forest thing.
Okay, well we need to find a fucking glacier biome and then make an entire platform out of snow blocks. So...
It'll
yeah.
also spawn in those ones with ice trees. Definitely, I've seen that a lot.
So, would you rather
I
have
don't
this
see
above the
anything.
current spawner setup, or
That was sort of my point, is I don't see anything spawning.
Yeah,
somewhere else, or
Where are you guys?
hold on a second. I need to.
I went back to my base because I gave up on anything at all spawning.
How are you currently harvesting the? Oh, it's just a Whenever I get near these spot loaders, they seem to get plastered to my face. Anyway, so just a mob grinder from Draconic Evolution? Wow. Never seen that before.
that one does a 7x7 area,
Wow.
as compared to the Mine Factory Reloaded, which is a 5x5. The powered spawners from Mine Free are a 7x7, so in reality, those draconic ones work better with the Mine Factory Reloaded spawners.
Makes sense.
So you won't have to have multiple grinders.
I was just thinking it might be better to have this spawner off somewhere else underground. Well, no, these only have like a 4-block range away from the spawner, so they shouldn't be too bad. The powered spawners don't spawn at a very large range, so it should be fine here.
Actually, the basic one does have a pretty decent size spawning radius, because I start off with a pen that was a 5x5, and the mobs that I was spawning were spawning outside of the fence, so I had to bump it up to a 7x7.
With the powered spawners?
Yes.
Ah. So we've got the workshop, and now we're building a mob tower?
That's just for the northwest corner is going to be where we're going to build a mob spawning location once I can claim it. Right now, I only
okay.
have the workshop claimed and the hole where I'm going to be putting the reactors claimed.
Ah, okay. That's right, you're just waiting on a time online to accrue enough time to get all the claim blocks you want. Well, need.
What?
Yeah.
Sorry, I wasn't.
Just waiting for all the claim blocks to accrue so that you can actually claim everything you need.
Right now I had just enough to claim right where you see the big pit, and that's just a separate claim right now, and I haven't put anybody else on that for building at the moment because I intend to change that later. Did you find the cache with the wart in it downstairs?
I didn't see that. No, that's very interesting. That will
Yeah,
be
the
quite useful
harvester and
eventually.
planter are fully functional. Now look straight west.
Right, KC, the verdict is in.
Oh, that's working pretty dang well.
We may actually have to have it on a taiga biome, and it's gotta be at night.
Well,
you set
and
up
we've
a
got to be on a
Britannia
server
filter
that's
box.
spawning hostile mobs.
They do spawn hostile mobs, as you just noticed.
It was earlier, but not anymore.
Well, I'm gonna try and find a taiga.
Okay.
I wonder. Still shows 200 some shards in the system. Does it show now? Okay, it is showing the shards in the cache, because I just pulled them all out of the cache and the computer and put them all in the cache. And it's still showing water shards. So it is working. I do have it set up right. Yay! Now, does that mean that the AE system is automatically storing everything it can in the caches, or is it staying in the AE
Not
system?
unless
Okay.
Not unless you actually set the buses to have a higher than 0 priority.
Okay.
If you set storage buses for the item that's in the cache, it will automatically put the item back into that cache rather than storing it on a drive.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and set the priority.
Unless the drive already has something of that type in it, then
yeah, so you want to make sure you have nothing in the drives before you start setting that up, because it will default to the drives. That's correct.
Okay, so pull it all out of the computer and then dump it back into...
Well, disconnect your cable from the computer that goes to the storage buses first. Then pull anything that's still showing up once you do that out. Because if you do it with it still connected, you'll pull everything out of the caches as well.
Okay. Okay, that's all the shards currently in the system. Okay, so it should now
downstairs, leave the up crafting terminal, because I'm using that for the AE stuff.
Okay, I'll leave it alone.
Why don't you just put the AE stuff in the patterns?
That's what I'm working towards.
Yep. He's building the pattern bank now.
Get around to it. I've got some stuff coming your way.
It's just a matter of getting the patterns made and putting them in the system. Right now I'm adding 2 more crafting CPUs to the system.
Okay, balanced shards and the expansion shards I won't bother adding caches for, because we shouldn't really ever have any hugely significant amount of them. They don't get that many of them.